What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Hope you all are doing fine and I'm sure you're enjoying this NFP week. If you're green, congratulations. If you're red, don't get disappointed. We're gonna come back, we're gonna bounce back next week. So without wasting any time, let's just dive into chart and see how the price action was yesterday, whether I was managed to make money or I lost money. Let's just dive into it. So if you look at the daily time frame, as I've told you in my last video, we've been after reacting from this zone. This is the weekly fair value gap. After reacting from this zone, price has just been ranging. There is no clear direction up or down. So if you look at the daily time frame, it's just a big range. Again, I'm gonna repeat this every time because just want to make sure that price is ranging doesn't mean we don't trade. I'm a scalper and I just need to catch 30-50 points a day to make money. So this is the situation on higher time frame. So this was the close on Wednesday, and after seeing this, I only use daily time frame to decide my bias, where it's reacting. Price swept this low, and again it's just keep ranging. But on yesterday's close, my bias was bullish. So when I drop down on hourly time frame, you see at before 9:30 open, this was the 9 o'clock. So on hourly time frame, what I was able to see that price reacting from this fair value gap. As you can see, this is the low, this was the high, price came down, reacting from the zone, tried to move up, could not go up, came back down, but we're still in this zone. So when price came down, all I saw was it swept this low, and there was a reaction. So this happened before the 9:30 open. This was a clear trend. What I've told you, I need to see 4 things. What are those things? First thing, must react. From the zone. Price must react from the zone. Second, it must sweep some sort of liquidity, whether it's internal, external, it doesn't matter, it must. So it was reacting from hourly and close to hourly fair value gap, and we had a liquidity sweep. The third thing which I like to see is the reaction itself. It has to be an impulsive reaction, up or down, in whichever direction we intend to trade. And the fourth thing, I just look at the previous leg to spot the clear liquidity, so that when price comes down, sweeps this liquidity, and when it moves up from here, there should not be any fair value gap on this leg. There's a clear liquidity I should find, whether it's going to be a trend line liquidity, equal highs, equal lows, or clear highs, which I can target the session highs. This is the Asia high, this is the London high. I mean, something which is, you can spot it easily. That's what I had, and so that's what I saw. If you go down on 1 minute time frame, this was the last fair value gap. There was no clear entry on 1 minute, but if you go down on 2 minute time frame, as soon as price closed about this, it swept this close. The trade was very simple. However, this is the trend line liquidity I was talking about, so that when price moves up, there should not be any stop. But there was just this fair value gap. But again, we need to see 50 points. 50 points was where it was to here, and as we can see, within 2 minutes we got the trade. However, I did not take this trade. My criteria was, I don't trade the opening couple of, at least I wait for 5 to 10 minutes. The direction is not clear, but if I had to take a trade, this was the trade. But again, I waited for some time. On a 5 minute time frame, what I saw was there was a fair value gap formed, and still the liquidity was right up here, which I could target. This leg on 5 minute time frame swept this low, swept the low. We got an impulsive reaction. So if I had to take this trade just on 5 minute time frame, it would have been like this, 1-to-1. And it still would have played out. However, when I went back for 1 minute time frame, what I saw was price swept this low. This is the structure, internal structure. Swept this low. We got an impulsive reaction, and this was the fair value gap I was looking at. So as soon as price enter here, I entered somewhere around here, stop is 34, and as you know, we target 50 pips. The moment it broke this high, I put it on break even. The moment it broke this high, I was targeting this high first, and then eventually this. But after breaking this high, I put my stop on break even after breaking this high. I entered some around here, and price came back and just took me out here somewhere, and then just shoots up. So this was the first trade I took a break even on. Then I was just watching the price. There was no look at it on a 1 hour time frame. After that, this was the low. It did not take this high. It rather swept this high. It just swept this high and started to retrace. The moment it swept the low, swept the high. There was no clear direction, and this leg was an impulsive move up. So I was looking to take shorts. then price swept this low again, and there was this trade, you know, potential trade on 2 minute time frame, but I did not take this trade as soon as it swept because it did not meet my criteria, what I want to see before I take a trade. First, it did not react from anything. It's the sweep of the liquidity. Got a reaction. See, I have told you to take trade, and when price swept this low, you could have, if you want to take this trade, if you would have just taken this trade after break of this candle and we go for 1-to-1, this would have been a trade. But again, it just swept this low. We got a reaction. The leg, I always look at the previous leg where price is going to target. This was such an impulsive move down. I did not see any liquidity here except this is the one. So I wasn't confident enough in this trade to take even 1-to-1 because it might have just, easily would have just went up, came down, you may have formed double bottom, would have gone up again. So I did not take this trade. So again, yesterday was also a break-even day. This last 2 weeks have been tough. Most of the days I was break-even. Some days I made money. 1 or 2 days I was negative, but overall this wasn't the best week, and not just for me, but most of the traders have been break-even for 2 to 3 days in this week. But again, today is NFP, and I'm just gonna, if I see anything clean after 8:30, after New York Stock Exchange opens, I'm gonna take the trade. If not, I'll come back stronger next week. So I hope you managed to learn something today. If not, I try to do my best to simplify all the concepts. And if you have any questions, you can always join my Discord or just drop a comment so that I can share my perspective about that particular trade. All right. Have a nice weekend, guys, and just take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks.